Pope Leo XIV, the beginning of a new spiritual order or the final piece in the global control game. Hey everyone, take a seat, because today's topic is one that shakes the very foundations of what we know as faith. The big question is, does the rise of Pope Leo XIV, the first pope born in the United States, represent a simple renewal of the Catholic Church? Or are we witnessing another gear in a long-standing plan for global spiritual domination? Let's dive into this story together, like a conversation between friends, laid back, but with our eyes wide open. Because nothing happens by chance. Why Leo XIV? A lot of people found it curious that he chose a name that directly recalls Leo XIII, known for opening doors between the church and Freemasonry, and for being sympathetic to modern social ideas, which, at the time, was seen as nearly subversive. Coincidence? I doubt it. In occult symbolism, the lion represents power, royalty, and strength, but also the all-seeing eye, directly associated with secret societies like the Illuminati. Some believe Leo XIV was placed there to be the final guardian before a global religious transformation event. The new pope, born in Chicago, USA, is the first North American to reach the throne of Peter. Many believe this isn't just a historical curiosity, but rather a clear sign that the church has been fully assimilated by his hegemony, or better yet, by the hidden forces that control the US from behind the curtain. And it doesn't stop there. He was a missionary in Peru, worked in Latin America, and became prefect of the dicastery for bishops. In other words, the man who chose church leaders around the globe. Not bad for a long-term plan, right? Leo XIV belongs to the Order of St. Augustine, a group surrounded by mystery. If you dig deeper, you'll find theories linking the Augustinians to religious behavioral programming practices. The idea to use faith-based rhetoric to manipulate them, suppress individuality, and place humans in a cycle of total obedience. Augustine preached that outside the church, there is no salvation, a concept that can easily be used to justify absolutists. And now, with the support of new technologies, that concept could be implemented through AI, augmented reality, and real-time spiritual surveillance. Leo XIV has already made speeches on artificial intelligence, transhumanism, and the risks of technology, but always with a very welcoming tone. So, is he really saying that the church won't fight this wave, but will lead the spiritual transition into a new, digital humanity? Some theorists believe the new pope is the spiritual representative of the Fourth Industrial Revolution, with direct backing from the World Economic Forum. The plan to create a new unified religion, a hybrid of Christianity, science, ecology, and technology, essential to control post-globalization spirituality. His coat of arms brings traditional elements, like an open book and a star, but look closely. Some symbolism scholars claim the 8-pointed star used there is the same symbol of the Sumerian goddess Ish, associated with sexuality, fertility, and war, which kind of clashes with traditional Christian values, don't you think? The new pope's motto is in Illo Ano Ano Anom, in the one, we are one. It sounds beautiful, but closely resembles the slogans of globalist cults that preach forced unification of all religions, cultures, and nations into one faith, one currency, one government, one mind. Have you noticed how everything is being centralized? One global language, one emerging digital currency, one climate agenda, one medical narrative, and now, one charismatic religious figure trying to unite everyone into one body. Sound familiar? For many, this is the foreshadowing of the Antichrist's one-world religion. Some interpretations of the prophecy of St. Malachi suggest that the current pope is the last before the end of the church era as we know it. Although his name isn't literally in the prophecy, many believe he symbolizes the final transition, the last step before a global purification or the fall of the church in favor of a universal religious order. Now look, we're not saying all of this is fact, but with so many strange symbols, aligned coincidences, and New Age speeches, the burning question remains: are we witnessing the rise of a pope chosen by the spiritual high clergy, or by powers much darker and more hidden? Of course, mainstream media will say it's all nonsense, but when was the last time the media told the whole truth? The new spiritual era is being shaped right before our eyes. Are you paying attention?